Hey guys, Incap24 here, coming back with another formation out of the Ultimate Guide Tournament Players Edition to Defense. So basically, we're looking at the 3-4 odd right now, and this is a very popular formation in which a lot of different tournament players use, and there's a lot of good reason for it. It's a really good run defense when it comes to stopping the ability to have 7 people in the box, all linebackers and linemen. You're not really trying to do it out of a smaller set. It has some good edge pressure that we're going to show you. It's got some good inside pressure we're going to show you. It just has a really good opportunity to kind of play the ability of most offensive formations and match them up anything that they want to go a little bit heavier set. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. The first thing I'm going to show you is actually a run defense. And through my studies, I was kind of showing some different tournament players. The two that ran 3-4 odd the best that I saw was IB Strafen, which is a player that won the Vikings Club Series salary cap edition. He kind of just rolled through the competition and went ahead and beat Drag pretty handily in the finals. And you'll be able to see him in a little bit further when they go ahead and do all the club series as they continue. And then also AKG, he did a great job of using 3-4 odd. So a lot of the stuff that I've studied has their stuff as a premise, but to be honest with you, I kind of found some different things as I went that I liked better from a little bit of a tweak. I kind of started with a little bit of what I saw that they did, studied it, took it to the lab and said, how can I improve on it? And that's what you guys are getting. Very much similar to what I did with Boogs, where we took what he did, and then we just took it one step further and kind of made it our own, but at the same time, kind of using their principles and whatnot. So the first thing we're going to show you is a run defense, like I was mentioning, and it's going to be something that IB Strafen was using. It was called Cover 4 Mike, and it's a defense in which he kind of did a really good opportunity of stopping inside zone and halfback bases. So I'm going to call it inside zone, and what I was watching my ability to kind of scout this and kind of look at it from a philosophy point of view. I'm going to kind of show you what I wanted to do. So if you look at the cover 4 Mike now, you see that the blitzing linebacker on the right hand side is a player in which we want to make sure matches the same side as the running back. So when I called that play, I have the running back on the left hand side, so I'm going to flip this, and I want to show you if you get it wrong how to change it, before the play or whatnot. So we go ahead and you put him on that side. And what you're going to do from there is basically you're going to base the line and press. Okay, so just to start off to get the same look as what we're going to do with a lot of our blitzes. And then what we're going to do from here is shift the line to the side in which we feel that the running is going to go, and crash our line to the side in which we want the run to go. And then we're going to move this player out to where he's going to be stacked on top of basically that defensive end or the right tackle, whoever you want to use as your line. And then you want to blitz the linebacker to that side, okay? So this is going to be your end look, all right? And what you're going to see is that we've got nice backdoor pressure from that one linebacker to make sure if there's any cutback. And then we've got 3 players plus ourselves on the right-hand side going against 3 blockers on this instance, in which we're going to go and we're going to shoot the gap here. So what you're going to see here is we want to shoot this gap right here, and you're going to see that you're going to have that ability to get some additional help as well. Now I want a little bit slow as I'm doing it. I'm going to go ahead and show it here. Baseline press, move your line to the right, crash right, go ahead and take that linebacker, move him over, blitz the right linebacker there, and you're going to go right through this hole, and you're going to be able to get that hit stick right there. So that's basically inside zone defense. I'll show it to you one more time here. Baseline press, move your line right, crash right, go ahead and blitz that linebacker to the right, move this over here. It's a cover 4 shell, which is going to give you a really great opportunity to get some run fits just in case you miss that or you get picked up, but usually you won't. Now, what happens if it was flipped, right, and we have the linebacker blitzing on that side? All you're going to do is, remember, use the same philosophy. So, baseline press. Now you want to shift your line to the side you think it's going to. You want to crash to the side you think the line's going to. You want to blitz the linebacker to the side that you think it's going to. Okay, and then you want to go ahead and blitz the opposite side on the same side as the running back. So now we got everybody blitzing, right? and then we're just going to move this guy over, and he's going to be the guy that you're going to go ahead and use her. I just put him on a hook so I can basically control him a little bit better, and when he comes through, you're going to see that you're going to have that ability to go ahead and crash it. So as long as you know the premise and the principles of it, you're going to be able to use this, okay? So baseline press, shift your line to the side you're going to, crash the side you're going to, get the linebacker to the side that you're going to blitzing, blitz the side of the running back, move this guy over, and now you're good for the ability to kind of crash that hole and get yourself a nice inside zone defense. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to start you off with 3-4 is how to do a nice defense, and we'll come back with some blitzes here. So the first blitz we're going to show you is the Tampa 2, and this is a blitz that a lot of the community has been using. It's been using for a while, and when I was doing a lot of the study sessions, the one person that I saw that I was really kind of looking at was AKG, and what he was doing with this blitz I'm going to kind of show you. And then when I went into my own lab sessions, I found a way to make it even better, kind of use a little bit of a different nuance, and kind of just improve on something that I feel that can definitely help us out. So basically, the way he was running it is he flipped it, and he was getting the edge pressure from the right-hand side. That's most of what they do, and that's definitely, I feel like, the best way of doing it. So I'm going to flip it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to base the line. You're going to shift your D-line to the right. You're going to pinch your linebackers and crash right, and then quarterback contain. That's how he set it up, and then what he would do is basically kind of come over here and try to get the attention of the lineman and to get that guy around the corner. Now, I want to show you a little nuance that I found that I felt that was really a nice positive thing that's really going to help you in game. And what you're going to do is you're going to be able to move, if you move this defensive end that I've got one step to the right, he'll stay there. And that gives you a really nice opportunity to be able to go ahead and get that player around. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move that player, instead of going in the right side, I'm going to put him right over the center, so we're basically on both sides of that center with that other player. I'm going to hold the right trigger. Now, hopefully it comes in the first time. It's taking a little bit longer when I explain it, and then if it doesn't, we'll go ahead and show you over and over again. But we'll go ahead and show you what happens here is this guy's going to come around, loop in that side, and just comes really, really fast pressure. Again, it's base the line. You're going to shift your D-line to the right. You're going to pinch your D-line, crash your defensive line to the right. You're going to quarterback contain, move this player over a step, move this player in this gap, and hold the right trigger. And again, what you're going to see here is this guy's going to come flying through. Real consistent blitz. You want to make sure that the speed correlation between the player, the defensive end right here, and this guy is pretty good to where you don't get them to bump into each other, one, but two, that it gives him enough acceleration to where he can get to that 61 and get to that so that 44 can go around. So you can see here again, there it is. It's the Tampa 2, and it's a really nice blitz that you can start off your scheme with. So the next blitz we're going to look at is the Will Buck 3 press. This is a real nice complement to the Tampa 2 because the Tampa 2, we have it coming from the right side edge, and once you get a lot of people to kind of slide over or get some more blocking focus on that side, we're going to go ahead and get a nice inside blitz from the left-hand side. So the blitz here is, what we're going to do is we're going to baseline and press like we were doing before. We're going to shift our D-line to the right, like same thing to make it look the same. And then what we're going to do is we're going to crash our defensive line down, okay? And that's going to give you that opportunity to get the splits a little bit more in. We're going to go do the same thing with the quarterback contain, and we're going to move this player right here like we did before. We're going to hold the right trigger. What you're going to see is this player that's coming in on this blitz. I'll show you real quick here. That's coming on this blitz over here is going to be able to get in on this looping pressure. Obviously, it's taking a little bit longer, so hopefully we'll get it the first time. And see how that comes right through there. And it's just a real nice tight angle to make it work. So again, base the line, press, move the defense line to the right, crash them down, quarterback contain, move this guy over here, hold the right trigger, and we're going to see that this guy's going to come right through that gap against the Will Buck 3 press, guys. So this next blitz we're going to be looking at is something that in my studies with IB Strafen, I really felt this was a nice touch that he did, and the way he called it, but again, I want to kind of improve on it a little bit because I think it's something we, once I broke it down in the studies, we're able to find a little bit better way of doing it. But what his idea was, he used this against Gun Bunch Week a lot, I think basically because he wanted to use it as a corner strike defense. So I'm going to go ahead and pick corner strike here, and the play is called Pinch Dog 3. And it's just got a really nice way of matching up with corner strike 3 with the timing of the blitz to be able to get there. So let me show you how it works. And what he was doing was basically he was base aligning, he was pressing, he was moving his D-line to the right, and he was crashing to the right, and he was quarterback containing. Okay, very similar to what we were doing with the other blitzes that we were doing. The only difference here is, what I'm going to show you is, if you move this defensive tackle 2 steps to the right, he'll come back only 1 step to the left, putting him in a different position, which gives you a nice little ability to set the splits up the way I like to do it. And then from there, I'm going to move my middle linebacker over this center and hold the right trigger, right here. And what this is going to do, again, I'm going to make sure that hopefully it comes in the first time, but it's going to get this guy to come across the middle and then be able to get to the quarterback really, really quickly. Now, why is this a good corner strike defense? Let me show you really quickly. When people send out both sides of the corner strike, let's look at the left side first, okay? If you look at the player here that's going to guard the running back, he's in a seam flat and does a really good job on that combination to get to the left side. So even if you're trying to throw it, you're talking minimum gain, maybe a 1-yard gain. They'd have to throw the ball right here to really get anybody open, okay? Now, if you look at the left-hand side, we got both of those guys covered. If you look at the right-hand side, what you're going to see here is that the player that's the strong safety that looks like he's going to come down like it's a hard flat, and by the time he realizes that he's not, this guy's already in his face. He's going to have to throw that ball really quickly to the flat. Even if he does, it's a very minimal gain because that guy's covering it. The only player here that you're going to see that's open, it's only because I didn't do my job in the middle, is our job is after we go ahead and get kind of hold the R trigger, we're going to cover the middle of the field to where number 80 is, and that's going to be our responsibility. And I'll show you how we do it on this example here. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to base align, press, move your D-line to the right, crash to the right, quarterback contain, move this guy over 2 steps, move this guy right here, right over this, hold right trigger. You're going to hold it there, and then you're going to go up the field, and you're going to go ahead and block. That time we didn't get the player to come in the way we wanted to, but you're going to see how everybody's locked down. Let's go ahead and show you the example again, just to kind of show you exactly what we're doing here. Move this guy over 2 steps, move this guy over this player, hold the right trigger, and once the guy comes in, and see how we're going to cover this guy now. Again, I'm going to show you exactly how this is a great corner strike defense, especially when they send both players out. Because most people who do corner strike, they're banking on the fact that they can go ahead and hit one of the flats right away, no matter what. When you see this over here on the left-hand side, basically, when you finally figure out, when I get this ball right here, I'm going to go hike it. I'm seeing that if I'm going to throw this ball really quickly, I'm only going to get about 1 yard on the left-hand side, right? And we're going to take that every time. This guy's breathing down your neck, so if you weren't looking right first, you're not throwing it to that player. And then, if you see, I've got the player in the middle with the user player, and everybody's just kind of locked down. So it's a really nice corner strike defense. That's how I want to teach it to you, just to make sure that you go ahead, and if you're having any troubles with corner strike, that you can definitely go ahead and use this in your ability to kind of shut down, okay? So again, you're going to see that this comes flying through, and you just got everybody kind of covered. So that's why we like this this Pinch Dog 3 defense 4, something that I kind of drew up a little bit just to complement what he was doing to make it work even better. So this next blitz is called Pinch Dog 2 Press, and it's something that I actually saw some people running it, but it just wasn't consistent enough for me to kind of consider what their setups were. So I came out with 2 different setups that I felt that were going to be a little bit more useful for us in our community. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. The first setup, basically, what we're going to do is we're going to base the line and we're going to press, and then we're going to do RB, RB, and then X and down. And what that's going to do is basically put this guy here on a hook curl. And then what we're going to do from there is go ahead and take this middle linebacker on the right-hand side and move him out just right past where the right tackle is. And we're going to go ahead and blitz him. We're going to put this over the right guard. Okay, and then hold the R trigger. Once we're done with the R trigger, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cover right where the Y hook zone is, just to make sure that we've got that side. So what you're going to see here is you're going to hike it. It's going to be just kind of an overload blitz, that it comes from the right side and it kind of comes in. So it's not going to be, incredibly fast, but at the same time, it is something that will come in, that, it's a little bit sneaky if they're not really looking for it. And, basically kind of come here, and, you can kind of be a little bit closer to that center if you want. Hold the right trigger, get that guy coming through. That time it kind of collapsed a little bit on us, but you can see that as long as we're covering our players, we're not really going to have too much to worry about if it doesn't come in. So I'm going to show it to you again here. Baseline press, put that guy in that spot, move this guy over, put him on a blitz, move this guy over, put him right here. Wait a second, go there, and you're going to see how that's going to come flying through, okay? So that's kind of the setup, and then, you've got good protection behind it. Now, the second setup is kind of it's two different ways you can run it. You can either do it dual heat, or just one, depending how you want to do it. So what you're going to do is you're going to base the line, you're going to press, you're going to move your line to the right, you're going to crash them to the right, then you're going to move your linebackers to the left. Okay, so I'm going to show you the dual edge heat first. Then what you're going to do here is you're going to blitz this guy right here, and you're going to user this player right here. Okay, so what you're going to see here is that's what it is, and you're going to go to the middle of the field, and you're going to see how that guy's coming in, and then the other guy's coming around. Okay, why is that important? Because a lot of times people will go ahead and they'll roll out to the right. So this is kind of a roll out right type setup. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same setup, but I'm not going to go and blitz the second person this time. So we're doing the same way here. I'm going to use this player here, but I'm going to leave that guy in the vertical hook. If you do that, what you're going to see is that this guy's going to come around, but it's going to more be if they're going to do any type of rollout. I'm going to simulate that now, okay? So I'm going to do the same setup, and say they're doing this. This is kind of my rollout thing. I'm going to play offense this time. So I'm going to go ahead and roll out to the right, and you're going to see that this guy is going to come right at you. So if anybody's doing rollouts, this is kind of my rollout defense. And also, if you want to kind of catch them off guard, you can kind of do the second setup like I showed, the one that I showed you with the dual heat, where you're basically going ahead and going to cover the middle of the field here. And you're going to just kind of look for the first thing, and then somebody's coming either or. They picked that up a little bit better than it usually is. Usually one guy will come in free, meaning this guy right here will come in free first, and then the dual edge heat will be the player that's coming through. But you can see, okay, that's the guy that usually comes through, and then the other guy comes through. So, you definitely have some options there, but definitely I like to use this when you got somebody who's rolling out. It's really just a nice blitz to make that work. If you're just wanting the rollout, you don't have to use. You can use the middle linebacker and cover to the right, and that's why I'll simulate it here. I'm rolling out to the right, and now this guy. It just has a nice angle. You just can't. There's no really blocking for that unless they put extra blockers to that. Just the way the angle works gives you really nice opportunity to knock that down. So that is the pinch dog 2 press. Both of those blitzes. So next blitz we're going to look at is a cross 3 fire, and it's something that I kind of wanted to lab a lot to kind of find something fun and different with this play, because this used to be something that was a every down play in previous Maddens, and I wanted to go ahead and show you a little bit different twist on it. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it, and what I did on this play was I base aligned, I pressed, I moved my linebackers to the right. You're going to see that they're going to stack differently. And then we're going to go ahead and blitz our outside linebacker to the right. Okay, so that's what's going to set up originally. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this Y on a man coverage right here, and I'm going to user this player here. So I know I've got vulnerability some places, depending on the formation and whatnot. Obviously, we're going to have that ability to cover the seam flat to the left-hand side. Pretty much got the right-hand side pretty decently covered. You can kind of get some swerve action on the right-hand side, possibly if someone's doing that. I wouldn't go to this, but definitely have that ability to kind of cover the middle of the field to the deep of the field. By the time it gets there, you really don't have to cover too much of the deep of the field, and we'll show you how it works. So basically, we're going to kind of cover in here, and you're going to see that we got that looping guy at that time. Sometimes it's going to be a different player. Literally, it comes from everywhere here. And all I'm doing again is just putting that guy on a man coverage. This time I'll do it this way and see where it comes from. This time it comes from that guy. It really depends on how it comes in, where it comes from. It just really, it's very random of how it does come in, but it does, come in because you're blitzing 6, but it's coming in quickly. See, this time we're going to get 2 people in. You can also kind of do it a little bit different here if you want. You can do baseline press, move the guys to the right. If you want to go ahead and you want to show blitz, I'll show this differently. I'll put this guy over here looking like it's going to be a block, and now you've got 2 seam flats, and you got this guy in the middle, and it kind of looks more like a what's it called, invert type defense, where the guy's coming really quickly, in the middle like that, and you're going to see that you're going to have some different ability to get people in that way, 2 different edges. So again, that way was baseline, press, move your linebackers to the right, then you're going to show blitz, move this guy down, and then go ahead and blitz him off the edge. Again, it's just another different way of coming it in, and you've got 2 different options there in case one of those guys gets picked up by somebody. You're going to be able to do it. So this is the real, 2 different sections, 2 different ways. You're going to do it that way, cover with this player, and you're going to see that you're just going to have the ability to get in a lot of different ways with that type of setup. So this is the Crossfire 3. Like I said, I wanted to show you 2 different ways to do it. This is going to be the show blitz way. Move this guy over here, put this guy down, and now you're looking at this guy actually should not have been, that should be a curl flat type deal. Yeah. And you're going to see you got this guy coming from the edge and looping. It's just some really nice fun attacking the quarterback in a way that keep him off balance, So fun stuff, kind of see how it works. That time we got 3 different guys to the quarterback. As you can see, that's just going to be one of those, like, you got to be kidding me type deals. So that is the Crossfire 3. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and we'll come back with the next one. The last blitz I want to show you is also another situational one, and I like to do situationals just so you guys understand what type of blitzes you want to do when. So if someone's rolling out, you go to that pinch dog to press, one of those that I've showed you there. If they're doing any type of corner strike, you're going to go to the pinch dog 3. If they're going to a tight formation, kind of like a gun tight, gun snugs, gun tight offset, even if it's a bunch setup where you know which side they're going to be setting up the bunch to, you can go to something like this. So I'm just going to pick up play here and basically just give you the opportunity to kind of show what I'm talking about here. And the play is going to be Crash Blitz 3. We've shown you this in the nickel normal and also the nickel 2-4-5 even now. And we're going to show you the best way that I found when I was doing my labbing of how to make this work. And basically for the Crash Blitz out of 3-4 odd, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and press. You don't want to do baseline because you want your players close. And then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and pinch the D-line and then pinch the linebackers as well. Okay, so you're pinching both players. Then you're crashing up your D-line. And then what you're going to do here is you're going to move your middle linebacker on the right over to where the guard is, and you're going to go ahead and bluff blitz him. That'll give you an opportunity for him to take a step towards the center and then go back where he needs to go. This is what I found to be the most successful when it comes to at least trying to get as much of a free path to the quarterback when it comes to that cornerback. So you can see here, go through there, and that time you want kind of one array before he comes in. It does get in eventually, but that wasn't as clean as I'd like it to be. Let's try it again here and move this guy here. And we'll go ahead and see this and see how that came in a lot cleaner, and it's coming in pretty quickly. By the time they really realize that it's coming, I mean, they definitely have to really, adjust quickly on this. And, we're coming through here, and now it's coming through again. So after you go ahead and do the bluff blitz, you want to cover the middle of the field. But you can definitely see how this is a nice complement blitz that you want to throw in against gun tight, gun snugs, anything like that. So it comes in, you go back here, and they're coming around the corner, guys. So that is your 3-4 odd tournament edition scheme. A lot of this stuff, like I said, it really starts with me studying what other players are doing, taking it into the lab and saying, what, that does look great, but what can we do to get it more consistent, a little bit better? How can we put our own spin on it? And that's what you got a lot of there. And kind of seeing what they use for their thought process, and then kind of go through in there, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this 3-4 odd. We'll come back with some more formations soon. Thank you.